I had this idea the other day that I wrote down in my notes, and today is finally my day off, and I thought what a perfect time to go ahead and pursue this idea, and that is posting 1,000 times on social media in a single day. Now, posting 1,000 times in one day is a ridiculous amount, but if we see a massive jump in sales, that proves that posting more on social media contributes to the amount of sales I'm actually getting. So I shared this idea with a few of my friends, and they kind of all told me the same thing of like, how are you actually going to post 1,000 pieces of content in one day? That's almost impossible. And for a lot of people, yeah, it would be extremely hard, but for the way I've actually set up my social media pages, it's going to be much easier. That is because I have 3 different Instagram accounts, 3 different Instagram thread accounts, 3 different Pinterest accounts, and 3 different TikTok accounts. And every time I post on Instagram, that automatically cross posts to Instagram threads and Pinterest. So if I just find one piece of content and I post that on all of my Instagram pages and all of my TikTok accounts, that already gives me 12 different pieces of content. And I just have to do that 83 different times. So before I go ahead and post 1,000 pieces of content, I want to talk about how much money I'm actually making on Depop so we can compare it to after I post 1,000 pieces of content to see, is it actually affecting my sales? So as you can see, in the past 3 months, I've made a little over $14,000. And our 2 lowest days out of those 3 months were $26.90 and $3.80. Our 2 highest days out of the past 3 months were $398 and $367. And you can see it fluctuates pretty heavily, but to give a conservative average, I would probably say I make around $100 to $300 every single day on Depop. After we post these 1,000 pieces of content, I'm gonna come back to this within like 72 hours and see, does it actually affect my Depop sales? I just finished my first 12 pieces of content. It took me right around 4.5 minutes to post 12 pieces, but I wanted to talk about how many followers I have on all of my main profiles. This is the profiles that are directly tied to Retry Supply. They have the logo, they have the name, and that's kind of the ones that I care about the most, just because those are directly tied with the brand. So on Instagram, we're gonna start biggest to smallest. On Instagram, I have 13,500 followers. On TikTok, I have 11,600 followers. On Pinterest, I have 730 followers. And on Instagram threads, I have 351 followers. So I'm gonna come back to those as well, just to compare how many followers I gain in the next 72 hours after posting 1,000 pieces of content. All right, so I just spent another 15 minutes posting, and I'm starting to realize that this is going to take a lot longer than I actually thought. I did 15 minutes of just straight focused work, posting content, and I'm writing this all down in my notebook so we don't lose track of how many we've posted. I'm only at 72. So what I've kind of taken from this is I want to do them in little spurts of 60. So I want to post like 60 pieces of content, take a break, 60 pieces of content, take a break. Because if I put them all out there all at once, Instagram, TikTok, all these other platforms are just going to kind of push my content to like the edge of the content world. They're just going to fall off. But if I disperse them out, it won't be like considered spam in their eyes, and it'll be actual valuable content, and hopefully they'll give it a little bit more engagement. So that is where we're at right now. I'm going to continue this process throughout the day, and I'll follow back up with you guys a little bit later. Time is running out extremely fast. I really didn't think that this was going to be as hard as it actually is ending up being, but right now I'm only at 192 posts, and I've sat down quite a bit today and just made all these posts by hand. I was typing them out. I've started using ChatGPT a little bit to write some of the captions, and one of the people who inspired me to do this was Alex Hormozy, because he always talks about how much he posts per day. He talks about how every single one of the posts that you put out into the world is basically like buying a lottery ticket. And by you posting content, think of each one of those as a ticket. One of those might go viral. You never know. And I'm just trying to think of all of these posts like that. I'm doing this 1,000 times in one day. One of these has to strike gold. One of these has to be a winning ticket. What I need to do now is post 100 pieces of content every 30 minutes. In between those 30 minutes, I gotta get about a 5-minute break, and really that's gonna be the rest of my night. So we're gonna sit here, we're just gonna grind it out and post as much content as we possibly can until we hit that 1,000 post mark. I've been going at this for 2 hours, and of course, something had to happen. I had the idea that it was gonna happen, but it's 10 p.m. right now. I've been grinding for the past, hour and a half, and they have stopped me from posting. I'm not able to post on Instagram right now, so everything has come to a screaming halt, which absolutely blows, because we're only at 360 posts, and I was just working on going from 360, and I was posting 5 reels, so like 410, I believe. And Instagram has said that my account is going against their guidelines, but I know that it's definitely not. It's just because I haven't been posting that much in the past, because there was a page that posts like 100 times every hour or 10 times every hour, and they've been doing it for like the past super long time. They have like hundreds of thousands of posts. I forget what account it is. I believe it's something out of India or something, but if you've ever seen that clip, it's like them showing Mr. Beast the videos, and that's kind of another thing that sparked interest into posting 1,000 times in a single day. So yeah, we're only at 360. I don't want to give up on this, but I know that it's not going to be able to be done tonight. So tomorrow I'm going to do the same thing and see if that restriction is lifted off of my account, because I want to get this done. I want to post 1,000 times at least within the 72 hours of this whole thing. So hopefully it can get done in 48 hours. I don't want to have to bring it to 3 days, but we're at 360. I'm gonna go ahead and just call it for tonight, because I know that's not gonna be lifted anytime soon. So let's go ahead and check back in on this tomorrow morning. Good morning, everybody. It is 8:19 a.m. and I am ready to get after it. It is the next day, and I really don't want this to take more than 3 days, so hopefully, fingers crossed, Instagram has lifted that restriction, and we're about to test that out in a few minutes from now. So we are at 360 posts as of right now, and I'm hoping today we get to that 1,000 mark. I really don't want this to take more than 2 days. But let's go over our stats from yesterday. So looking over the past 7 days, obviously it's been extremely slow. I'm down 58%, which is literally ridiculous. And in my opinion, posting did literally nothing. We did $60 in sales. That's absolutely horrible. And sometimes it feels like it's almost unbelievable, right? It posts 360 pieces of content. You got all the stuff out there. I'm posting, I'm listing items, and you're just not seeing sales. And it comes down to like, well, what is going wrong? What am I doing that's not working? And right now, in my opinion, I have no clue. I literally don't know why the sales are just not what they used to be. And it's just kind of depressing. It's really upsetting, and it doesn't make a lot of sense, because I'm just doing more and more and more to make things work, right? And the less I do, the less I get. So obviously it's working in some way, but posting on social media right now, definitely not showing any results of that is increasing sales. Well, hopefully the next 700 social media posts changes that. So let's get after it. Let's go post some content, and let's go bring some people to this Depop. Okay, so my restrictions are still there. I don't understand why, and I'm gonna figure that out right now. It feels like every big platform I try to use to, like, I don't know. If I want to use something to its fullest potential, it seems like they're always against that. And it's just really, really frustrating. It's like I just can't make things happen, it feels like. I don't know what it is. It just feels like the world is just against me, right? But yeah, I feel like I can post that much. I'm gonna figure that out.
How the hell did you guys get 30 million followers? We post 100 times a day. Yeah. You can post 100 times a day. Depop.
That's it. That's literally the video. So I was right. I knew there was a page that was out there that posts 100 times a day, and I kind of just watched Alex Hormozi talk about that. And it talks about how Instagram has to distribute your content to people. They need to retain attention. So your content at some point is going to be shown to somebody, and it's not going to be shown to all of your followers, but it is going to be shown to a certain amount of people. But I don't understand where it comes into my situation. Like, without through the whole entire day, there's no cap off, there's no limit to how much I can post, but randomly out of nowhere, they limited me on all 3 of my Instagram accounts. And when I was posting those reels, I would just get, this may be against community guidelines. What is may be against community guidelines? Why don't you check it? Let me know. It's like, if it is against community guidelines, yeah, then I would understand. But it may being against community guidelines, it's like, you can't just give me something so vague like that and then not even tell me what kind of community guidelines that it's going to be violating. I don't understand what it is with social media platforms and kind of not treating people fairly, if that's a great way to put it. It's like, what's the point of doing all this hard work if one day you're going to punish me for no reason? And I might be just getting a little bit too dramatic right now, just because I feel that it's a little unfair that I'm not able to post and other people are. But it's like, I just spent all day yesterday posting for nothing now, because I can't even do it. I have to wait for this restriction to get picked up. But this is definitely not over. Obviously, this isn't the results I was looking for. It's a little bit frustrating that I wasn't even able to make it halfway through this goal, but I don't think this is something that I'm not going to end up coming back to once this restriction lifts, whether that is 24 hours, 48 hours, 72, a week, who knows how long. But it really is frustrating that they don't kind of give you a warning that, hey, this might end up happening. You might get restricted, because, like, in my circumstance, I was going to make a video out of this, which is really frustrating that I didn't see results from the 390 posts that I did, but I also wasn't even able to complete what I wanted to do, which is really frustrating. But I think in the future, this is something I'm definitely going to circle back to and try again. Start really early, maybe automate some posts to start at 12 a.m. up until like 5 a.m. I'll wake up really early and start from there. I started kind of late in the day, and then as it came towards the end of the day, I just started just pushing out as many posts as possible, and that's when that restriction happened. So I think it's very easy for me to even do it, just because I only would do 89 posts in a day on Instagram, just because I get the Pinterest, I get all of the stuff that I post onto Instagram threads, and I post it on TikTok on 3 different accounts. So it's like, every time I'm posting, it's tripled. So it's really, it shouldn't happen. I should be able to avoid this restriction next time, but we gave it a shot. We'll get after it next time, but I'm not going to get discouraged. It's just really frustrating, and hopefully next time things will turn out a little bit better. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.